All right, guys. For this experiment, we're looking at greenhouse gas concentrations. Now, I've got my little chart. You don't have to all print it out nice and neat. And I have this handy dandy little clear containers. You could use little cups, anything that's clear. Now you can see I've got it numbered 1 through 10. I'm just gonna slide it over. I realize you can't see it as easily there, but when we look at it from above, you can see pretty clearly. Now we're going to wind up putting some food coloring in the first one, and then we add 9 drops to each solution. As the procedures say, the first one winds up being a 100% solution. So it is 1 million parts to 1 million parts. Now, I can make this a lot easier on myself if I go ahead and put the 9 drops of water in first. It talks about adding them last, but this way if I make a mistake, it's a lot easier to fix up. 1, 2, 3. All right, I have my 9 drops of water in each one already. So now we're going to do our concentration. So I'm going to put 10 drops here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So that first one, now as we can see, it's already filled in. It's 1 million parts to 1 million parts. Now the next one is giving you what to do. We're going to drop down by a factor of 10 each time. I'm going to take here and I'm going to put 1 drop into this one. And I'm going to kind of put it back and I'm going to rinse this out really well so it doesn't taint my next one. I'm going to kind of switch over to here. So this one is now 100,000 parts to 1. So I'm going to take 1 drop of this, transfer it. Now I got to rinse out my thing really well. Make sure I don't have any. Stir it up really good. Take 1 drop of this one into here. So my concentration is obviously going down each time. I'm going to take 1 drop of this, put it into there. Once again, I want to rinse out each time to make sure I'm not tainting it. Now I'm going to take 1 drop of this into here. 1 drop of this one into here. 1 drop into here. 1 drop into here. Drop into here. All right, there we go. Now, let me clean this up a little bit. But now we have our concentrations. We can see it's getting lighter each time. By the time I get to 5, it's really light. And we're going to transfer. So I'm just going to take my numbers here each time. I'm going to drop down by a factor of 10. Guys, at a certain point, we're going to have a decimal point. We're going to start having 0 point or whatever. So this you should be able to do, taking it down by a factor, but at a certain point, we're going to go below 0. So it's going to be, you know, point, etc. After I fill in this information, then I can answer from this chart. Carbon dioxide has 355 parts per million. Now I'm not going to have 355, but which one of these cells, 1 through 10, is closest to carbon dioxide at 355 parts per million? I'll be honest with you, that number is actually more up to like 415 parts per million now, but anyway. Methane at 1.7 part per million. Once again, which cell is closest to that number? Or which one over here looks most like what methane would be? 2, some of them were colorless, etc. Based on what we actually did and you saw happen, or hopefully you did for yourself, you're going to answer the next questions. Guys, that's how to run the lab. If you can't do it yourself, you should be able to use this, but I strongly encourage you to run this experiment for yourself so you can see live and in person what happens to the colors. It's hard for me to show it any better than I am here, but a lot of times it just looks a little different when you're exactly top down and you're looking at it for yourself. Run the experiments yourself, fill in your data, good to go.